Good evening, good evening. It's 8 p.m. Once more. Today is Tuesday, as always. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your evening with me once more. And I hope everybody had a good day. Today is session 8, titled The Power of Positive Thinking. Last week was entitled Perseverance, and I gave some tidbits on how to persevere and the benefits of one persevering and stuff like that. So yesterday when I woke up in the morning, I barely had good sleep because I was working most of the night, and I had about 2 hours of sleep. So I woke up yesterday morning, all excited because I had gotten a build of Noxy sent to me by the Indian team. So I was looking forward to testing that build, and it was an important build. So I came downstairs, to get settled, went to the kitchen, got a glass of water, and then sat down to actually, test the build. But for me to be able to test the build, I had to move the build from my iPhone, WhatsApp, and then move it to my Android phone because it's an Android APK build. So normally I have these Android phones that I use to test these applications. So I started looking for the Android phones, the main one that I normally use, and I didn't see it. The day before I took possession of another one to be used for testing as well, I didn't see it. And I was very certain where I had left the phones because I always leave them, at a particular place, especially, in my workspace where I work at home. So I knew I had left them there, and I realized that something was wrong. So I decided to, look around because it dawned on me that somebody might have come in to take the phones. So I went outside the building, checked all the windows. Then I realized that one window, I put my palm against it, pushed a little bit, tried to swipe it open, and it opened. So it dawned on me that somebody had entered my house and stolen my phones. So whilst I was looking, I was still searching and stuff like that. Then it also dawned on me that I had left the earport, the Apple earport, with the phones. That was also gone. But the interesting thing was, I didn't, there were more expensive things, around for the thief or the thieves to have stolen, but none of those things were taken. I didn't see any breaking. It was like everything was normal. So when I realized the earpod was gone, then I think I concluded that okay, somebody had broken in, somebody had gotten in to steal these things. And it was hard to believe because I live in a gated, secure community, and I didn't expect a thief to be able to come in and steal. So then I remember that I had set up, the Android phone, the Samsung one, the S9, with Samsung account. So I logged in and I clicked on Find My Phone. And I live in Accra, close to Trasacco, East Legon area. And when I tracked the phone was in Tema, and the last known location was on 6th Avenue on the road in Tema. And the battery had run out. So then I concluded that, somebody had come to steal my phone and it was gone. So then I went to security, told them about what had happened, got the security company involved, they got the police involved. Then I had to leave home, go to mobile money, office, to change my SIM cards, reset mobile money wallets, stuff like that. I had to also, change my passwords, remotely delete some of the apps that were installed on the other phones and stuff like that. And what hit me hardest was the earpod because it was a gift on my 50th birthday, and it was a gift in support of TMC because I normally will use, the earpiece with a cord on it, right? So it was a gift, and it hit me hard, and it was because it has sentimental value, and it made me sad. But when that happened, I said to myself, you know what? Okay, it could have been a lot worse. The thief or thieves could have stolen a whole lot more things, and worse off, they could have harmed me. So as much as I was down and a bit sad, I also looked at the brighter side. I also looked at the brighter side. But why was I able to look at the brighter side the way I did? And that's part of today's session. The power of thinking, the power of positive thinking. Okay? You remember when we started these sessions, I said, I've been in a discovery mode. I've been searching for one's purpose and how to achieve it and how to succeed at it. And I've realized that there are certain tools and techniques and approaches that one needs to adopt to be successful in life or this game of life. I've talked about read to success, reading, acquiring the basic knowledge and, stuff like that. I talked about the power of focus, that is focusing on one's ambitions, dreams, and stuff like that. I talked about perseverance, which was the last session. And today's is the power of positive thinking. Now, the reason why these things are important is I've realized that in this thing called life, you need to have a tool set made of different tools that you will use at different times in your life to achieve your life's purpose and goals. And as much as I've been a positive thinking person over the years, there's one thing I have also realized, which cuts across the different tools I'm talking about here: consistency. What is positive thinking? Positive thinking. Positive thinking is an emotional and mental attitude that focuses on the mood and expects results that will benefit you. So it focuses on what? Your mental attitude and emotional attitude, yeah? So that's it. It's about anticipating happiness, health, and success. Anticipating happiness, health, and success. Essentially training yourself to adopt an abundance mindset and cultivate gratitude for your own successes and those of others. So positive thinking really evolves around your emotions and mindset. Okay? Now, I'm going to talk about some techniques we can use in adopting and practicing positive thinking to aid, who we are, the things we do, and our aspirations and where we want to go. Understand the benefits of being a positive thinker. You cannot practice positive thinking when you don't understand the benefits. Why are you even going to involve yourself to practice positive thinking most of the time? You need to really understand the benefits. Okay? So once you understand the benefits, it helps you to practice and continue practicing. You remember when I talked about when I was little in primary school, I didn't really know why I was going to school until I failed. But then when I realized why I was going to school and the importance of education, my life turned around. So when you know the benefits of something, the way you go about it, it's different. So it's important that you know the benefits of why you should practice positive thinking and why you should consistently practice it. Disengage from negative information. Okay? These days, social media feeds us with so much info. Okay? The latest one is Trini Jonas with Fufuno and all sorts of things, yeah? There's a lot of information out there that is not really good and helpful to our, to our agenda, okay? So you need to know what kind of information is relevant, which ones you should not even toy or joke with. It's okay to occasionally entertain yourself by entertaining yourself with certain silly entertainment or stuff like that. But the bulk of your life or the bulk of your existence should not be premised on information that is not going to aid you in thinking positively and moving forward. Okay? Gossip. A lot of times we spend a lot of time on gossip. Gossip really, I don't know what the benefits really are when it comes to gossiping. So we find ourselves gossiping a lot. And honestly, I really don't know the true benefit of gossiping. Yeah. So when you find yourself in that state, know that, you're not actually, practicing positive thinking. And also keep in mind that people who talk to you about others, talk to others about you, right? So it's important that you know what not to engage in so that you know when to disengage. Imagine your best possible self every day. And this is one thing I do very well. I always think about my ideal life, my utopian world, how I want to live, the kind of things I want, the kind of friends I want, the kind of success around me. And I think about it regularly and on a daily basis, which guides me and motivates me to continue pursuing my dreams and aspirations. So when you have this practice of constantly thinking about what you want. So for example, you want to drive the latest Mercedes Benz, yeah, or you want to drive a Bugatti, or you want to you want the nicest house, or you want the most beautiful, you want your kids to go to the best schools. You want to constantly live these things, think about them, dream about them, and then let them, fuel you. So you want to always be thinking about the things you think about, so that constantly you're reminded, you're somewhere in your conscious mind, so that they can fuel you and encourage you and drive you towards success. Okay, so always imagine that ideal, that life you want for yourself. Yeah, so if you want to experience different countries, different cultures, different food and stuff like that, always think about them, and trust me, when you do, you'll realize that the comments are coming, it's not making me laugh. So when you do, you're going to realize that there's something somewhere inside you that always pushes you towards working towards those things so that you can achieve them. Yeah, keep a gratitude journal. Okay, and for those who like writing, you can always write. I always kind of like do them mentally. So in the past, I'll always I'll count my blessings. Like they always say, count your blessings, and I always count my blessings. So in the case of thieves coming in and burglarizing my house or whatever it is, I quickly switched to counting my blessings, because I could have been harmed. I may have, somebody could stab me, or they could have shot me, or I could be dead, and we'll not be having to use this with a mental catalyst today. So even though I lost things that were of sentimental value and important to me, I quickly switched to positive thinking mode to count my blessings and be grateful for what I have, meaning that I still have life, I'm here, I'm okay, and all of that. And those things that are lost can always be acquired. Yeah. So you should always find ways of documenting, journaling your the things that you are grateful for, because those things will always remind you that there's so much that you have against the things you don't have, so that you can always find strength to move forward. Okay. Practice mindfulness. And it's important that you're always conscious of where you are, and the things that matter, and where you want to go. Okay, so you have to be mindful that I always have to be thinking positive. I don't want to be thinking negative. I don't want to be doing things that are not productive. I don't want to be doing things that are not. I don't want to be doing things that are not. Sorry. I don't want to be doing things that are not productive, or are not going to move me forward. Okay? So you want to always be thinking about, you have to be mindful, okay? So that you do that. Recognize when you entertain negative thoughts. This is a good one. A lot of times, sorry, okay? The airport is not there, so we have to do a lot of adjustments today. Forgive me. And I didn't want to cancel today's show, so the show must go on. Good. Forward ever. Okay, so now, recognize when you entertain negative thoughts. This is something that I also practice. A lot of times, stuff may come to you, information may come to you that makes you feel funny. And makes you feel like harming somebody, paying somebody back, being revengeful, and stuff like that. When you are mindful of being positive, when those negative things come at you, quickly switch to positive mode, and dump those things. Because remember, negative emotions lead to emotional baggage that ultimately weighs you down and stops you from moving forward in life. So be mindful and be aware that anytime there's negative, thoughts coming to you, you've gotten a broken heart and you want to pay the person back so badly. Somebody has harmed you. Somebody has done you a disservice. Somebody has betrayed you. You know what? Discard it. So switch to positive mode. Look at the lessons from it, understand them, bag it, and quickly switch. Don't be in the revenge mode, okay? So you need to be able to identify and filter positive thoughts from negative thoughts. So when it's negative, dump it, because it's not part of what? Your route to success. Dump it. Always be optimistic and don't be pessimistic. Yeah? Be optimistic. Be positive. Yeah? When I go through all the challenges I go through, across board, different facets of my life, what I do is I'm always thinking positive. When people even doubt and think that, Charlie, Michael is down, there's no way the dawn can get up, there's no way the lion can rise, there's no way the eagle can soar, I tap into what my ability to think positively, and I fire on. Okay, I fire on, because I've realized that the more I think positive, the more I get closer to my goals. Okay, so a lot of times with what we even do in Noxie, there are a lot of interesting setbacks. And when the team are doubtful and they are blue, I tell myself, you know what? We are going to make it. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. So learn and practice to be optimistic. A lot of times we are always thinking negative stuff. We're always thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I can't do it. I'm not smart. I don't have this. I'm not rich. My job, they don't appreciate me. Those things are all, sometimes they may be real, but a lot of them are excuses. Yeah. So far as you have life, so far as you're on this earth, so far as, you've not been called to your maker, you have a chance. The choices are really yours. So let's practice, let's learn to be optimistic. Let's stop having doubts. Yeah? Let's stop having doubts. And remember, the positive thinking attitude, it's something that you don't just get up and do. It's something you practice over time. It's a trait. It's something that you cultivate over time. It's like a habit. You have to continually keep on, thinking positive, learning, practicing. You stop, and even me, at my, as much as I do it, there are times when I drop the ball on thinking positive, because sometimes I'm overwhelmed, and sometimes people closest to you, people that you call brothers, people that you call, you will take a bullet for, they hit you so hard, and you're like, okay, look, I want to hit them back. But what I've learned is I always take the high road. So no matter how much you hate me, I will smile, I will take the high road and move on. And one of the things I have learned is learning to be calm and patient. And that's what helps me, okay? Because I've learned not to just react emotionally. I take my time and then I move. I think about 2 weeks ago, I felt wrongly by something, she said. And I fired back in a way that I thought was harsh. So a couple of days after, I actually called a friend up and I sincerely apologized. And I meant it, because I realized what I said was wrong, okay? And I said, I could have gone on without saying it, but I realized that, no, if I am wrong, let me admit it and let me apologize. The rest is left to her to choose whether she's going to, let go, or she's going to hold it against me. But what most important to me was, I genuinely apologized. So when you say something to somebody that, may be justified, but it's cold, it's wrong, or it's hurtful, do not forget, go and apologize and move on. Yeah, because you want to be free. You want to be free emotionally, spiritually, so you can move, you can pursue your dreams. Yeah. Be in the company of positive thinking people. Okay, this is a very important one. The people you surround yourself with, the kind of conversations you have, the kind of engagements you have, ultimately culminate in your success. If you are hanging out with losers, people who don't appreciate life, people who want to have mediocre lives, trust me, ultimately you're going to be part of them. So if you want to find yourself in the circle of friends and people who are serious, focused, determined, hungry, silly sometimes, crazy sometimes, but understand life and are determined to succeed. So your circle of friends, look at, it's not about the number of friends you have, it's the quality. It's the quality. And even me, being a very complex, complicated, person with my some winners sometimes, I have certain people who, regardless of what I do, choose to love me and support me, regardless. Yeah, and these are people I love and I cherish, and I ensure that I protect them as well as they protect me. Okay, and I have super fans. Okay, and the super fan people like you who are watching, you mean the world to me. Yeah, and to be sincere, if you guys were not coming every evening, I don't think I will have the courage to continue. But with what we are doing together, by virtue of having positive thinking people like you here, who are on, every evening coming to watch, or those who watch later, trust me, it does a lot for me and it keeps me going. So you may not be aware that you're actually helping me on my journey of maintaining my positivity when it comes to thinking. Okay, so our circle of friends are important. If you have friends that are not adding value to whatever it is, Charlie, know when to waste time with them, because look, the game of life is serious. The last session I talked about, Prince, who used to work for us, got admitted to the hospital two hours after he popped. This coming Friday, we're going to go bury him. Tomorrow is not promised any of us. So every day, every minute, let's make the most of it, okay? Now, let me drive this home for you guys. Olympics is going on, and let's imagine that you're going to run a race of 4x100, relay. Okay, so you have 4 people running 100 meters each. Now, the last leg is going to be run by Usain Bolt. So let's assume that he's so good. Then the other 3, you have a 6-month-old baby. You have a 1-year-old baby. You have a 13-year-old dude. Yeah? And that's a relay. Now, imagine that the first leg, the baby, is reading. The next leg is your ability to stay focused. The third leg is perseverance. And the fourth leg is power, the power of positive thinking, yeah? Now, if the baby is not able to move and run to hand over the baton, there is no way Usain Bolt is going to finish and win for the team. So what I'm saying here is this: reading, staying focused, persevering, thinking positive are all relays, are all legs in the relay. And you want to make sure that each of them, you're running your best. And you have to be consistent. And there are times when you will take one aspect, one tool out of the the set and bring in another one. So there may be circumstances or situations where you need to remove power of positive thinking and apply emotional intelligence. So I talked about the tool set. So it's important that these things that I talk about, we are consistent about it. And the reason why I'm very passionate about it is these are things that I have practiced in the past, but I was not consistent with them. But as I grow and as I learn and as I experience, I've realized that, look, these tools are important, but the key thing is what? The consistency. So if you're listening to me, please identify the tools you need and be consistent with them and how you use them. Okay? Now, the reason why this is also super important is because I see what it's enabled us to do with Noxy. We've gotten Noxy out, version 1. We brought in skills. As I speak, the skills are gone. We have more people asking for the smart skills, and we don't have stock. Now we're working on new stock, yeah? We've connected the oximeter, smart oximeter, the smart, BP monitor, whereby you take your readings automatically, it stores it into the app for you. I talked about the clinical trials we're doing on urinalysis, and I also want to let you guys know that, look, Charlie, it's on fire, and it's actually working as expected, and it's matching the results from the lab as well. Yeah, but how did that happen? These are things that, by virtue of applying positive thinking and focus and consistency and relentlessness and all of that, that is the result of it. Okay, that is the result of it. So the things I'm telling you are not things I'm telling you from a movie or things that I have read somewhere, whatever. These are things that I have lived, I'm living, and I've seen others live. This whole weekend, I spent time on YouTube just watching Elon Musk. Okay, and the more I watch, the more I look. He's a South African. He's a human being. There's nothing super whatever about him. Yeah, yes, he's been endowed with one or two things here and there, but the tools I've spoken about today are things that he's utilized to almost perfection. To almost perfection. Sit with winners. The conversation is different. If you're watching this, I want you to win at a game of life. I want you to sit at that high table of winners. Do not be average. Do not be mediocre. Irrespective of the challenges that confront you, tell yourself, this is my life. I own it. I will succeed. I will succeed. Not only are you going to succeed, you're going to succeed for yourself, your loved ones, and humanity as a whole. So as much as I could have cancelled today's session and made excuses, it's not part of the tool set. It's not part of the tool set. Kofi Blanton, thank you for watching. Wow, thank you for watching. Prosper, thank you. My super fan, Princess, thank you for watching. Pearl, everybody else, thank you so much. Yeah? Now, let me give you another feedback which was very, very interesting and cute. Remember I talked about we rush out version 1 and then, get feedback. So I have a client who took, the smart scale, and a person called me and said, Michael, okay, I have tested your smart scale and I want to give you feedback. He said, okay, my weight is 66.35 kilograms and I went to poop. When I went to poop and I came back, I checked my weight again and my weight has dropped to 66. So the weight was 63.35 kilograms, and after pooping, she checked her weight again, and her weight was what? 66. So she says, okay, you know what? So it means that the poop that I dropped was 0.35, that's 0.35 kg. So yes, your thing is working. So now look at this interesting feedback. There was no way I would have thought of this, use case or this test case for what we are doing. So what we are doing, people are taking critical look, and people are actually giving very interesting feedback. And I thought it was cute, it was interesting, it was different, we laughed about it. But these are the things we live for. These are the things we live for. And I have said that, you know what, I'm dedicating the rest of my natural life to increasing the health span of people. And the way I will do that, and the way I will do that with others, are these tool sets I'm talking about. So guys, let us succeed together. If you want to be a doctor, you want to get your PhD, go get it. You want to be the best dad, the best mom, put in your best. You want to be the best teacher, put in your best. Stop the negativity. Let it go. Don't carry emotional baggage. Tomorrow is not promised us, guys. Let's make the most of each day. Every day that you waste time, you're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. Sit with winners. The conversation is different. And I want you guys all, wherever you are, at that high table, I want you to sit there because you deserve it and you're going to earn it. So until we meet again, guys, I love you guys, and hopefully somebody will gift me a new Apple AirPod Pro. But until then, guys, keep safe, don't settle, and live a happy life. Yeah, I love you guys, and thank you for coming today as well.